2 weeks ago, the city was sealed, trapping the Maker inside. Now, in his absence, a quiet war has broken out across the planet to shape what will happen to his kingdom. Some want to control the world. Some want to free it. Today on the Comic Book Report, The Ultimates, Volume 1, Fix the World, by Deniz and Jonathan Hickman from Marvel Comics. Stick around and check it out. Greetings everyone, my name is Dominic and today you're tuning in to the Comic Book Report, where we review comic books and graphic novels so you can get an idea of what to read. And today I'm happy to say I am back in the world of the new Marvel Ultimate Universe. This has been some of my favorite ongoing material at Marvel Comics in some time. I'm a huge Marvel fanboy and I've just been waiting for something like this. The Ultimates was a collection I couldn't wait to dive into. Admittedly, I did read this a little while ago, but here I am finally getting around to review it, and I can't wait to jump in. Before I do though, I would just like to shout out the channel's sponsor, OrganicPriceBooks.com. If you're looking to pick up your own comic book collected editions, I highly encourage you to check out their website. You can find a link to it in the video's description, and if you see anything on the site you like, you can actually use my discount code at checkout, TheComicBookReport, to save $2 off of your order. Please note if you use my affiliate link or code to make a purchase, I will earn a small commission, but it's a fantastic way to support this channel. Thank you so much for considering, and now let's get started with today's comic book review. First, some quick facts about today's collection. The comics in this volume were written by Deniz and Jonathan Hickman, with art from Juan Frigeri and Stefano Caselli. The comics in this collection were published by Marvel Comics beginning in 2023. As far as what this trade paperback collects, it includes Ultimate Universe Issue 1, Ultimates, the 2024 series, issues 1 through 6, and material from Free Comic Book Day 2024, Spider-Man Ultimate Universe. And finally, this is a standard-sized trade paperback collection with beautiful glossy print paper stock, a glued binding, and a total of 208 pages. At this time, I'd like to go ahead and issue a general spoiler warning. I will be flipping through the contents of today's collection and commenting on plot points throughout. You've been advised. Okay, and here's our first dedicated look at the front cover for today's trade paperback. We have, of course, the Marvel logo. We have the fun Ultimate Universe symbol, this time stylized for the Ultimates. We have the title, The Ultimates, the subtitle, Fix the World, the creators, along with the kind of reproduced image of the issue 1 cover. Really love this. You get to see a bunch of the main characters showcased here, a really gripping front cover. Now, the spine design for this trade paperback, of course, again, we have the Marvel logo, we have the new Ultimate Universe Ultimates little symbol, along with Ultimates, we have the subtitle, Fix the World, the last names of some of the creators, a little picture window there, and of course, a 1 signifying this Volume 1. I'm happy to say that this formatting, or kind of overall aesthetic, is consistent with all of the paperback releases for this Ultimate Universe that we've gotten thus far. Really love it. There's a uniformity to it I just really enjoy. On the back cover, we have a field of white, pretty sparse detail work here. We have a couple reviews, a little image of, I think, Iron Man there and a star, a little kind of blurb about the collection, creators, what's collected, pricing information, age rating, Marvel logo, all that good stuff. All pretty standard fare for the back cover of a trade paperback, and again, stylistically very similar to what we've seen in this line so far. And as always, for all of you prospective collectors out there, I did want to do a quick look at this book's binding. So as I mentioned, this is a glued binding, and this is after I've read through the collection in totality one time through. Pages lay down okay. This is pretty fair binding for trade paperbacks as far as I'm concerned. Maybe a little bit of gutter loss here and there, but nothing too critical. Overall, I was really happy with it. And now, just for fun, here it is with some of the other Volume 1s in the new Ultimate Marvel Universe. We have, of course, Ultimate Invasion, Ultimate Spider-Man Volume 1, Ultimate Black Panther Volume 1, Ultimate X-Men Volume 1, and now The Ultimates Volume 1. I have reviewed the 4 other books already on this channel. If you're interested, I'll try to link what videos I can to this one so you can take a look. They've already released most of the Volume 2s in this line, if not all of them already, so I am playing catch-up, admittedly. I'm currently making my way through Volume 2 of Ultimate Spider-Man and loving it so far, by the way. I do think Volume 1 of the Ultimate Wolverine comes out eventually, too. Can't wait to pick that up. But yeah, again, so far, really loving the new Ultimate Universe, loving the designs of these paperbacks. Again, just so excited with what's going on over here at Marvel. Okay, and as we make our way into today's collection, we have a brief solicitation for that Ultimate Spider-Man volume I mentioned. We have a little star logo up front, title page, publication information page, a little blurb about the Ultimate Universe, again, those breakdowns of creators. And then we have the covers for Ultimate Universe issue 1, and that really brings us into the first issue in this collection. And I wanted to speak to this right away. I noticed the absence of this Ultimate Universe one-shot at the end of the Ultimate Invasion trade paperback when I first reviewed that on the channel. I know a lot of people were really concerned when they didn't see it collected at the end of Ultimate Invasion, as it kind of is a finale to that miniseries in many ways. I also know it was already out at the time, so a lot of people were baffled when that wasn't included with Ultimate Invasion. Seeing where it is here with the Ultimates trade paperback, I understand that logic as well. I know when they first solicited or announced this paperback collection, I was so happy to see that the one-shot was included, and again, it makes a lot of sense because it serves as a prologue for this Ultimates title. In some ways, I almost wish they combined Ultimate Invasion and this first Ultimates paperback together. I almost think that might have been the most seamless reading experience of it, as this Ultimate Universe one-shot has an event that really does inspire some of the other titles, most notably Ultimate Spider-Man. There is something that happens in this Ultimate Universe one-shot near the end that just devastates some of the people, and that really impacts Spider-Man in some really powerful ways, and I'll go into that a little bit here. But yeah, we start with Ultimate Universe one-shot, and this really is a setup for this new Ultimates run. For those that don't know, the Ultimates are just the Ultimate Universe version of the Avengers, the premier superhero team in the Marvel Universe, and in the Ultimate Universe, both past and this current one, it's the Ultimates. Here we are. I know I reviewed the earlier Ultimates Universe run by Mark Millar and Brian Hitch, that omnibus once upon a time, but I wasn't really sure what to expect from this new run. And we start again with that Ultimate Universe one-shot that basically tells the story of Iron Lad, Tony Stark here in the new Ultimate Universe, basically saving Thor from his imprisonment, and we get kind of the early formations of the Avengers and all the powers that be that are trying to stop them. This is occurring after the Maker has sealed himself and the others kind of away, or he's been sealed up rather. Again, all of the events that occurred in Ultimate Invasion. Go ahead and check out that video if you want to see my thoughts on that. But this happens kind of in the backwash of that. We have all of these kind of principalities or regions that are kind of basically managed or governed by a lot of the kind of generals that functioned under the Maker. They're all kind of vying for power or doing the best they can with these territories until the Maker's return. And that really does appear to be the ticking clock for this Ultimate Marvel Universe of the Maker's return. Again, I'm a bit behind on this universe. We're inching closer to that, is my understanding, if you follow the single releases for a lot of these titles. But anyway, the one-shot basically does that, and at the end of it, just as this group is starting to form together, as we just get a couple of them sort of uniting, they basically get framed for this horrible terrorist attack where a lot of people are murdered, and because of that, they are not only this kind of rough and tumble outlier group, they are actually a hated group of known terrorists, or at least that's how a lot of the general world kind of perceives them. And so we really have that as the template by which the Ultimates are sort of viewed in this new world. And that, of course, has lasting ramifications in this new Marvel Ultimate Universe in general, and that is the event that really has some connective tissue with Hickman's Hickman's Ultimate Spider-Man run as well, as it happens after that terrorist attack event. So I read that after reading Ultimate Invasion, and I thought, what happened? What happened with these heroes? What happened with the Ultimates? Well, that was all addressed here in the one-shot. Would have loved to read this before, but again, I understand why it's included in this collection versus Ultimate Invasion. I think you can make an argument for both, but I can certainly understand why. I think overall it probably serves best as a prologue to the Ultimates rather than an epilogue to Ultimate Invasion, but again, I think you could almost read these two collections seamlessly and you would have had a more detailed experience. And since that Ultimate Universe one-shot was written by Jonathan Hickman, there is kind of that cohesion between the works. The rest of this run is written by Deniz Camp, though, and he does a fantastic job. After the one-shot, we do have brief material from that Free Comic Book Day issue, which again just kind of gives us a sampling of the team. Nothing too notable in that Free Comics Book Day issue overall. It really is just kind of a sampler for what's to come with the Ultimates. And that's where we really start this book in earnest with issue 1. Now, I know this first volume is called Fix the World, but you might be asking, what is this really about? And I will tell you, it is essentially a team formation book. And don't get me wrong, along the way we do have episodic adventures broken out in the issues, but they mostly serve as sort of recruitment issues, and every issue is kind of dedicated to maybe one or two members of this team of the Ultimates. And I really like that. It ultimately builds in issue 6, where they have their first major fight with a major enemy in the form of this Ultimate Universe's Hulk, but I'll get to that in a moment. As we go through these issues, I really like it. Some of the main people on this team, we of course have Iron Lad here, Tony Stark, we have Thor, we have Sif, who's kind of watching over him as he's sort of an outlaw, and he's also been almost critically injured. So we have two Asgardians on the team. We do have Captain America, for all intents and purposes, feeling pretty much exactly like regular 616 Captain America, which I thought was a really great way to approach that character. In addition to that, we also have Doctor Doom in this universe, who is a kind of tortured and twisted Reed Richards. He's still fighting for the sight of right, but he's definitely dealing with his own inner turmoil, and you get a lot more of that in issue 4, where we find out what happened, or in some cases failed to happen, to his merry band, who in another world would have been the Fantastic Four. We also have them recruiting Hank Pym and Janet Van Dyne, the giant man of the Wasp. We have an issue that recruits a Hulk or She-Hulk. We have an issue that deals with America Chavez, which I really enjoyed, one that talks about Hawkeye in this universe. Again, all of these remixed or refreshed in some ways, and I thought that this was all done extremely well, as I mentioned. Iron Lad, Tony Stark, one of his main kind of motivations throughout this Ultimate Universe is to basically try to undo some of the damage the Maker's done by creating as many of the heroes from the previous universe as he can, and so he's trying to, again, try to undo the sabotage that the Maker inflicted on their universe. That is also, of course, kind of the motivation behind what basically kicks off Ultimate Spider-Man as well, in case you're wondering. But yeah, I really like this book. Ultimately, they get in their first main, giant battle with one of the generals for the Maker, in this case, the Hulk, who we come to find out in issue 6 of this run is actually this universe's immortal Iron Fist, and he's recruited his own deadly band of immortal weapons. This was really fun, especially after enjoying Immortal Iron Fist and the Immortal Weapons Omnibus not too long ago on the channel. I really liked this wrinkle, and it was a terrifying vision of Hulk. Ultimately, the team is defeated, and pretty squarely so, but they're able to teleport away, although we find that Iron Lad perhaps didn't make it. Is he critically injured? Well, that's where they cliffhang us for next time, and wow, what a terrific book this was. We really do have so much other nuance, twists and turns, and storylines and character-motivated moments in this book, and I can't even do it justice to all of it in this flyby review. You'll have to read it for yourself, and I sincerely hope you will. For this price point, the fact that we not only get the first 6 issues of the Ultimates, but also brief instances from that Free Comic Book Day and the Ultimate Universe one-shot, you really do get a ton of bang for your buck with this humble Volume 1. The art from Caselli in the one-shot, along with the art from Frigeri throughout most of the rest of the run, is absolutely beautiful and consistent in my mind. This really was such a gripping treat. At the back of the collection, as you just saw, we do have a cover art gallery, some other images there, both thumbnail and full page, and some solicits for some other works from Marvel. And that really brings us to the end of The Ultimates, Volume 1, Fix the World, from Marvel Comics' new Ultimate Universe. And I'll admit, I had so much fun talking about this today, and I feel like I could just talk about even these first couple issues so much more extensively. I have a suspicion that I'm going to be talking much more about the new Marvel Ultimate Universe in the future on this channel. At some point, I might do a retrospective at all of the Volume 1s, or maybe once they finish this era of Ultimates, maybe I'll do a look back on this period in Marvel Comics. Anyway, let me know in the comment section if you'd be interested in something like that. And now all that's left to do is to get the grade. For an immersive, character-driven, and entertaining foundational volume in this new Marvel Ultimates universe, the Comic Book Report is happy to give The Ultimates Volume 1 Fix the World from Marvel Comics an A-. This was a tremendous collection that I had an absolute blast with. In fact, this along with probably Ultimate Invasion and Ultimate Spider-Man are leading the charge in this universe for me. I love this group of characters. I love that this was a kind of build the team kind of book with a lot of little mini adventures along the way. I feel like this successfully pushed the narrative forward in this entire universe, and I cannot believe how much fun I had. The fact that we not only had the incredible work from Camp, but also Hickman's Ultimate Universe one-shot and some material from a free Comic Book Day book, this book really packs a punch. But that's just one man's opinion. I'd love to hear some of your opinions in the comments section. Have you read this Ultimates run? Have you read any of this new Ultimate Universe? Let me know what you think of all of that in the comments, and thank you so much for watching. Until next time, this has been the Comic Book Report. Please don't forget to leave a like, that comment we talked about, and maybe share this video with a friend. Thanks everyone, and have a good one.